All right. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I was just running back up from getting some more coffee. Let's see. Who won yesterday? It was Neuro. Neuro. Just checking to see. There we go. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Looks like everything is going. I can see it moving. I don't see any of you typing it, though. So I know how you junkies are for your tickets. So anyway, still cold in Maryland. I feel like, again, April and 30 degrees is not what I'm looking for. I'd like to have some conversations with some of these global warming people. Um, yeah, super, super cold. Supposed to have a game tonight at 9 p.m. Hopefully it gets warmer because I'm not going to be able to handle super, super cold. Anyway, let me click this over here. All right, so uh, interesting last hour in the market or so. The yen was just going absolutely crazy, and then kind of cooled off a little bit. So um, yeah, it's that happens. The comments this morning. Let me actually refresh them here a bit. The EU is considering new Russian bank sanctions, diplomats say. I love this. So good. Ways hitting Russian oligarch business executive families. So it's like, yeah, let's go after their families because that's they did this. I'm sure. Um, uh, Go EU. They're gonna have no gas. It's crazy. Anyway, that looks like the only one. Yields maybe warning of a recession. Yeah, not surprised with that one. Yeah, nothing really else. Everything else we'll cover kind of in the other sections. Um, yeah. So this morning we had our non-farm employment change number. It came in as expected. They actually made an adjustment to the prior, which is fine. That's okay. It's not bad. So it's the Fed is not going to be able to say labor. Yeah, we're back on the labor kick again. So that's not getting crushed. The final being 6.9 versus 7. Again, not that big of a deal. 6.9 is plenty high. The difference really is minuscule between those two. So again, technically, you could say, "Oh, well, that's such a huge disappointment." Yeah, but it's so positive. It's such a huge positive number. Not really that big of a deal. Um, we have George speaking later today at 1. We'll see what George has to say. I don't know. Is George a voting member? What is he speaking at? Yeah. He is a voting member this year, so could be an interesting kind of take on it. We'll see. What happens with George here. Um, hmm. Sean, it's weird. I see your exclamation point ticket, but it's not registering for some reason. Hmm. That is interesting. I feel like Noro has broken it. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, that is interesting. I don't know why it's not doing it. It's open. I don't know. Maybe Streamlabs is having a little bit of a hiccup today. Who knows? It'll hopefully resolve itself. Maybe it's just delayed. Anyway, um, yeah. So we have crude oil today coming in about an hour. The data from the overnight again was showing a little bit more of a down draw. We've seen the market, basically rally back again from yesterday's big drop in oil. So again, surprised? No, not whatsoever. The down draw, we'll see what it adds in. And again, it's funny. It came in at exactly 3 million barrels. So exactly three. So I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a miss today. Right now, they're still holding at -2 right now for the crude oil inventory. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. Um, yeah. Besides that, I mean, everything on the Ukrainian front. Let's see. The advisor 5 hours ago says, let's see. Russia transferring forces from north of Ukraine to eastern Ukraine to encircle our troops. That's not necessarily the best idea. Keep some with Kiev to prevent Ukraine from transferring forces east. Yeah, so I don't know. Read a couple things that they said that they're not de-escalating; they're just moving troops to different locations. I don't know. I still feel like they keep saying that we'll vote once Russia's completely out. Russia's not completely leaving the Ukraine. Maybe they'll move back to the two separatist regions and then allow the Ukraine to vote, but they're not going to move completely out and say, you know what, we're going to leave the whole thing. Go ahead, you guys. You can vote. It's not going to happen. I think it's Yeah, probably, Sean. It's gonna be one of those days. It's just, it's odd. It's like because it's running, but obviously the link is a little bit funky. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It's yeah. I mean, some days it just it gets weird. It knows that I'm online. There you go. All right. There we go. It accepted Carol's. That is kind of weird. Hmm. There you go. Yours just registered. I don't know. That's kind of strange. Maybe Carol. Maybe Carol's the one that has hacked it. I don't know. It's weird. That's weird, right, Sean? I mean, nothing popped up. The contest was running. I knew that. It hasn't shown the contest in the thing yet. But weird that it didn't accept yours, but it accepted Carol's. So I don't know. I think we need to call the investigation unit in and be like, maybe Carol is the culprit. Maybe I just need to resub. Nah, because Carol's not subbed at all, so it didn't matter. Carol broke the curse. Yeah, I feel like we know who the hacker is now, right? Nobody else can enter until Carol did. I feel like we need to call in an investigation. So anyway, so crude oil should be interesting. Early morning tomorrow, we have OPEC speaking. Thus far, we have one comment out of OPEC, basically saying that they're going to hold their course, as I kind of imagine that they would. Um, the volatility is, it dropped $17 in like a week, so pretty sure that they're going to be like, hey, listen, we need to stabilize price. We can't be, adding supply to this. This is all over the place. There's no way to plan for this. So I'm pretty sure they're going to just basically tell the U.S. the pound saying we're not producing more. But we'll see. And then obviously tomorrow morning before we get to speak, CAD GDP and then core PCE price. And this is a very important one. Um, you'll hear people say that, oh, this is the preferred, right? This is the preferred. I highly doubt we're going to see a massive decline in the PCE price index tomorrow. I highly doubt they're going to say, oh, you know what? All that inflation was transitory. I don't really think it matters what it is. The question is, will it go higher and will we get another 40-year high, right? Will we breach even higher than what it was before? And I feel like the answer is going to be yes. I feel like it is going to be higher. So, um, what can we do with that? I don't know. Citibank had an article, and I mentioned this with Todd's group today. Citibank actually made a statement earlier today or late last night or whatever it is. Basically, they seeing the next four raises, right? The next four raises, because remember, we're supposed to raise like the next 6 or 7, depending on who you talk to. The next four raises were all going to be 0.5s. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect. I mean, that's kind of a lot. I didn't expect that much. Not to say that it couldn't happen, or not to say that it isn't justified to happen, but I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, wow, you have a big name like City, right? And all of a sudden they're saying four raises at 0.5. It's like I don't think the market is prepared for that. Any ifs, ands, or buts about it. Um, that could really spice things up, right? That could make it real spicy. Um, it's kind of like, what exactly would the market do with that? How much could the market move if that's what again, it wouldn't happen. I mean, it wouldn't be four surprises in a row. Like it would be, it would be kind of telegraphed. I mean, they would let us know that okay, this is what it's going to be, and then next time we're going to do this. I mean, it'll get factored in each individual time. But man, what does that spiciness look like, right? I mean, I gotta say that's a lot. I've never seen. I mean, I've seen raises in the past. I mean, raises are nothing new, right? But 4.5 raises, that would be pretty insane, right? I would love to see kind of how that, you know, how that looks. Like how does the market prepare for that many? Is it one quick burst? Is it, you know, just a consecutive spike each time? Like, where do you go with that? So, yeah, pretty interesting. I mean, I guess we'll see as it unfolds. But I was like, wow, go City. Not that City is like the epitome. I mean, if Goldman said it or if J.P. Morgan said, yeah, it's going to be 4.5s, I'd be like, holy crap, we're in trouble, right? So, going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. Um, Anyway, obviously the only big currency movement is dollar CAD is going down with oil going back up again. It makes sense that the CAD would be doing that. It just it's maintaining its couple right now. You're seeing the yen obviously still fighting back. It was so funny. Everybody was like, "Oh, the yen is so weak. That island's gonna fall into the ocean." And then when the BOJ Kuribara basically was like, "Yeah, it's not really a big deal. We're okay with it. It helps our economy, right? It's good for our economy that it's this low." People are like, "What? It is?" And it's literally been a reversal point. And even today, the dollar yen down almost 100, pound yen another 97. So um, I love when people make those comments, and then it's like, "Wait, what? Really?" um, yeah. So anyway, with that, let's go over to the charts. I do actually have to get out of here before 10:30 today. Melissa has an appointment at 10:30 that I need to be at. Anyway, let's bring this back up to a 30-minute, and let's go across over to and start with the Aussie. So, Aussie yesterday, we talked about this. It was about two-thirds of the way down. We were talking about how, listen, at this point, it's a break-even trade, and it hit it, it hit it again, and tried, and then just it's really kind of stuck in the same level, right? It really hasn't. I wouldn't say left that level. Most likely in this one, you probably should have, gotten stopped out and banked a little bit of profit on there. It sucks when it doesn't hit a full profit target, but at that point, we were kind of tempting fate with really, here's the original zone draw, right? We refined it. Here's the original push. There's one, there's two, there's three. Once we hit four, you're like, nah, I'm out. And you had chances to get in. So again, it should not have cost you a dime on that one. You should have actually banked a little bit on it. But again, 10:30 reversal from yesterday. Since that time, again, yesterday's meeting was at 12, right? We were sitting kind of right in here. We've gone up a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's really earth-shattering. There's not really any true trend in this one. And again, this is gold kind of coming back from yesterday, kind of fighting the dollar a little bit, but I wouldn't say there's any major trend. Like gold is up 0.8%. This is only up 0.18, you know? So not really a lot. And again, we're kind of consolidating in. We got the pressure here, right? On the downside, we kind of had a little bit of a flat mark here and kind of going up. I would say right now, if anything, I'm probably more bearish the Aussie dollar. Again, I think as more people start to talk about that, um, start talking about that point 0.5. Like I said, big names are now starting to talk about it. So I feel like this is going to be kind of what the news is when the news is running out of kind of comments and translations from Russia back and forth, and when the Will Smith memes. I think we're on day 3 of Will Smith memes. I think those are almost over at this point. Right now, people are just recycling their favorite ones from day 1 and day 2. Um, I don't know. I feel like interest rates are coming back on with PCE tomorrow, especially. I think we're going to see some dollar strength. So I think finding a way to get short Aussie dollar is probably going to be in the works. I'd like to see where we pre-position over the next 12 hours, particularly if we go up. There's plenty of areas where we can start getting short from. Um, we do have the one target that we did end up running into yesterday at 8:30. That's 74.60. Really, until we get to 74.37, we don't really have much. That's one level that's been tested or that hasn't been tested yet. The one prior to that, it's got plenty of hits in it. So, that's a decent runner down. I mean, that's about 91 pips. Could a massive PCE number tomorrow jack through that number? Sure, it could. But I think anything today, I'd be looking to find new levels up top. There's you could argue that, hey, listen, there's a level of basing right there. It's kind of the same level from there, but this would be a level, particularly if we can maintain and maybe go up a little bit till 10:30. That's where we roll. I think getting short this position is definitely going to be prudent in the next 24 hours. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen again. This is the yen story. We saw the pullback. We talked about it. It wasn't able to get all the way back up to that level yesterday. Late last night, it kind of rallied back up and kind of got close. Got really, really close. Kind of where your profit target. Again, parabolic move down. As far as the parabolic retracement goes, we would use the green candle behind the big red drop. You can see right there that it did actually tag the profit target on there. So if you played the reversal yesterday, you were good to go. And again, that was that 10:30 reversal. Now we're kind of in the same spot that we were. Aussie yen has not really shown much movement. I think right now you gotta maintain the weakness on this one for two reasons. One, obviously the yen is not gonna just sink into the ocean. But two, you know, gold is rallying, but you're seeing continued weakness here. Remember, if the Aussie dollar tanks, if again, PCE is good, you should see the dollar, gain more strength back again. If the Aussie dollar goes down, this should also follow suit a little bit, even though the yen is a little bit different of an entity than the dollar. I would expect some kind of carryover on this one. So, you know, right now, if you're still short, again, obviously be trailing it. But is there a new short to initiate from this one? Probably not. I feel like if you're going to initiate a new short, it's Aussie dollar only. Big levels on this one, obviously the 89.99. We had that level marked up before. It's an old level that we kind of chopped through and then used as a base. You can see that that's the orange. The yellow is smaller levels of basing. And we actually had a Harry Potter trade about again 89, basically 99. Here, let's just change it to 99. Right there. Basically 90 all the way to 89.03. Or again, I could change this one just so the people with OCD are Not freaking out. Let's see. Right there. Okay, and it really doesn't move on the chart. But there's a 100 pip drop, sitting right there, just to the downside. So again, do we get down there today? I don't know. I mean, it would take another 113 pips down, but I think we really start looking for that as a target to the downside. This 91.16, we've already hit it once, but you can see 1, 2, 3 hits. Kind of sketchy to take another long off of it. Could we use it for a short? Sure, probably. There's going to be a little bit of a hiccup right below, and that may be where it bounces through for that confirmation entry. And again, it would be a break more of the 91.01, right? Right in here. But I could definitely see kind of this level right here. It's been tested once already, so we know there's some buyers there. If it bounces right off that line and up, that could be where the entry is for a short position. So of the two, I like the Aussie dollar much better. Now the euro pound. Euro pound is stuck. We were talking yesterday about 84.56. We missed it. I don't know if you guys can see how much we missed it by. This was 5 o'clock this morning. 2.8 pips. Yeah, I missed it by 2.8 pips where we were looking for an entry on that one. It was close. It was close. And, again, had a nice run back. You can see that there was a rundown of about 40 pips from that level. So, yeah, kind of annoyed at that one. Is what it is. There's not much I can say about it right now. But anyway, areas of where potential we can potential long areas coming back in. One obviously right here. This is that 10 o'clock time frame. We talked about the pullback off the open. Obviously, it's confirmed right now, right? It is a confirmed level. It hit the very, very top and didn't go very deep, so it's definitely one we need to watch out for. Two things I like about this level. One, absolutely, it could definitely be another long pushing back up again. And really, if this pulls down and we get some positive comments out of Russia, that's what would be the catalyst for this one to go higher. That, yeah, peace talks are going well. We're meeting. We've come to this agreement. That would be good, obviously, for Europe. But the fact that this is a level of basing and is confirmed, and we do have a bunch of candles below it, if we get any type of basing in this level, if we don't, kind of, again, come down on a headline, this could be a nice little Harry Potter trade. Another short on this one. So, I don't know when it's going to break. I don't know what the refined level will be, but that's kind of what I'm looking for on this one if we get the base. Now, it may hit one more time. Again, we barely touched it. We may get one more bounce, and it actually may occur over here, the short. But I think this is something you need to kind of keep on your radar. That if we do get a break of 84.28, look for a potential drop on this one, right? And again, that drop, you can see it right now. If we get that drop through the 84.28, that the target on that one brings us right back to this level of basing right here, which also coincides with a 50% retracement. So it's a target that just screams me, right? Just says me on that one. So again, break of 84.27. I'm looking for that one as a profit target down to 84.02. So, and again, I don't know where the new base is going to be. See where the new base is. We may be able to move this up or down and increase it a little bit. But, and again, that was actually down here, 59. Okay, so just over 30 pips. Euro yen. All right, so Euro yen. Mentioned yesterday in the short that 34.96. Again, if I extend it across, you can see that that's where our target was, planned to be, and it did. It went right off that target. So again, good targeting using the boom, the candle before the boom. Right now, I would say that this has really been the most resilient. And when I say resilient, it's not like it's, I don't know. We're seeing yen strength across the board, but we've also seen European strength again because any talk of, yes, a potential, I don't know, a potential, conflict and, peace. Um, that's great for the euro, right? Whether that maintains itself is another story. We do have 2 more trading days to go. But right now, this is kind of a strong scenario. I would say that the euro is more in a dominant, strong position. I would also say that the yen, obviously, more of a dominant position right now. So it's a little bit more sheltered. If you want to continue the yen play, do it in the Aussie or the pound. Don't do it in the euro. The euro right now is really kind of wedged between 2 levels. And again, I wouldn't say there's any major, kind of screaming. I would say that if we are going to draw fibs, you would do it from this level because this was an obvious downtrend and then it kind of stabilized itself and picked it up. If we do that, you can see that right here we have that 6-1-8 kind of reversal level that we're hitting. Now, if we flip this and go the opposite direction, right, playing it from, really, it doesn't matter which top we do, you can see that, again, the 50 is kind of what's been holding it up. If I do it from here, you can see that's exactly what we ran off this morning. And again, that's just the overnight. It's not the most recent high, but that would be the overnight, right, up. So Is it at a level where technical traders would be looking to short? Yes, absolutely. Does it coincide with what we're seeing with the yen resurgence coming in? Yes, it does. Do I like the level? I don't know. There could be a case made. It is a wick over wick. There's a wick over wick sitting right there. For those of you with the master class, you know that the wick over wick is considered a valid zone. It's just on the smaller time frame that you'd have to see it, right? The larger time frame is kind of where it's hidden. Is there a trade there? Yeah, it's kind of already pulled back to 2 to 1. There is also another level just a little bit higher up top. This level is actually kind of situated more with the 61.8. I think it's a decent level. It's actually not fresh. The original level was actually over here, and that's what it banked off of. So just be a little bit cautious on that one. Um, again, this is probably a little bit safer on there. And again, we could probably bring this down just to kind of peek it there. Um, kind of like it better, but I'm afraid that it's going to be a little bit too far. I feel like this is one of those scenarios where it's going to get front run, and we're not going to be able to get the entry. So, am I surprised it's turning right now? No, it is a wick over wick. There could have been a case made at the session open, punching into a wick over wick at a 50% retracement, and we're seeing yen coming back. Yeah, definitely something you can see in there. Euro dollar. So euro dollar yesterday, you can see we ended up tagging the 1 to 3 on the bottom side, just barely, but it did go past. You can see that the green stopped. It didn't tick all the way back. And again, parabolic move into a level that we had. It was an alert up top. It went down to its full profit target, and then again just retraced back. So I would say right now, obviously this trade is over. We'll leave it right there. This zone up top. I don't know that I want to use a zone again for an entry, but I do want to kind of leave it on there because, again, it was a top here. It kind of got front run. It was a top again and it based below. Then it peaked out and kind of based on top, went right back down below, based again, came in the middle, kind of based, went back below again and kind of based again, kind of sitting in this level. So maybe at this point, what we'll do is we'll delete this zone, right? Even though that was the old trade from yesterday, we'll take it off now. Just because we do kind of have a confirmed kind of entry there. We can remove this one now. We can take this off. That trade was also done. We can take that out. We can take that out. We can take that out. I'm going to leave that one on because, again, I like that level there for a break. Let's see. Let's pull low to high here. Yeah, look at that. The 50 came right near that level of basing. So that's kind of something I'm watching. Where do I have something up top? Looks like the next decent level is there. You can see there's a couple steps in here. I'm going to say probably up top. We're going to bring, actually, I don't even need that. I'll just bring this across. I don't need this. That alert already triggered. Bring this up top. All right, so, yeah, look at that. As soon as we go all the way up, it brings it right back into here. So right now, off of a reversal, again, we got to keep that 110.40 in there. But if we do come all the way up, you can see that the new basing level kind of formed itself. So, yeah, right now, I like this one long. I'm going to leave this actually up top. It doesn't matter where we put it. I'll just put it right there. I actually like the euro dollar long. Reason why is because I do think PCE is going to be a big boom. They're going to start mentioning about the 0.5. The market's going to pre-position, particularly in the euro dollar. So we kind of want this one to rally. It needs to move 70. 70 is going to be hard. I mean, I guess we could. I guess we could get there, but it's going to need a little bit more help. Like I said, let's see. Is there any headlines? I'd really like this one to consider. Oh wait, bank sanctions. No one cares. Let's see. Offensive operations. Spokesman, Russian main efforts are focused on circulating Russian troops in the east. Yeah, it's going to go well. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with the news yesterday, right? Basically, be like, oh, look, everything looks good. We're going to send it to Putin. It's like, well, if it wasn't at Putin in the first point, it really wasn't any talk of peace. And if they encircle the troops in the east and destroy all the troops on the east, what does that do for the overall, peace talks? I mean, it makes Russia's path a little bit easier, sure. Yeah. So yeah, but besides that, nothing else. Doc technical body convenes through. Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. All right, I was just looking for another headline for that one for the euro. See, euro pound's not moving. It's only -3, so it's not really there. But look at this, pound yen retrace back. This one almost retraced back as well. So yeah, we're seeing lots of movement. But again, euro rallying against the dollar. Again, 112.30 tomorrow for PCE would be a great news trade setup. We'll see if it can move that far. And again, need it to go. Again, this is kind of forecasting with fibs. So yeah, I have to stay long. Pound yen. Pound yen. All we've done is retrace from yesterday. So target of 1600 or 160 got hit. We kind of ground through it again. You can see. I mean, that was our original target. It hit it, bounced through, and then just ground through it, and then kind of used it to go a little bit higher, right? So we can leave. We can just take it off. I mean, it's not that big of an area. Kind of look. We bounce target here. I don't need these right now. So would I use this again? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. I mean, it's hit it here once. It's already provided two full profit trades. Could we mark it off and could you just say, hey, listen, I only care about this. I care about the intraday trading level. Could you look at that and say, yeah, I'm willing to take a short off of it? Yeah, possibly. Possibly. I mean, it was a very, very strong move. We know why it moved. We know how it moved. But it still, regardless, was a nice drawn candle and a nice push to the downside. So, yeah, it's nice. In reality, on this one, I don't really necessarily like the yen strength coming back into this one. Um, reason why is because, again, this level here, could we turn on it? We could, right? We could turn on it. But after that, we got to punch through. The 50 is going to be absolutely nothing. There's nothing there. The 61.8, you can say, well, wait, there's been reversals here. Yeah, but it's been hit 3 times. So again, it would be a less risk-based chance. There is a little hiccup again at the 78.6. But is there anything that really stops this one from going? Again, it's not like everything in the yen is great, right? Japan is not wonderful. It's just the comments they made. They were like, nah, it's not bad till 130 and everything else. And we got a lot of room to run. I mean, we're only at 121, basically almost 122. So we're 800 pips away. So there's plenty of yen weakness left before it quote becomes a problem. So I think in some type of aggressive position, yeah, if this comes up, you could take it. Would I be a bit more cautious with it? Yes. It would be the third hit at this level. And again, it's been a level that's been important for a long time. You know, over here, it was a top, a top, a top, and then it was a bottom, a bottom, a bottom. 3 hits, it broke. And then we have bottom, we had a top, and coming up again. So it's a big level. It's a big level. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But again, I think we're getting a little bit riskier on it. And look, we're starting to really get a lot of drama sucked out of it. A lot of basing, one pop, a lot of drama, one pop, a lot of drama. Market is closed. So, yeah, show some caution with that one. Like I said, this one's evaporated completely. 7 pips in 24 hours. So, again, all that big downward pressure is evaporated out. Pound dollar, again, rising. And again, there was our trade from yesterday. 1, 2, 3. 4 actually hit it, and then it based, and then broke. So again, we don't assume that this one is going to hold. Um, really, the next fresh level is sitting up here. So this is kind of the same scenario as the euro dollar trade. We're looking for weakness to continue in this one. This one only needs to move about 60. So from now till tomorrow morning, absolutely can move 50. It's grinding its way higher, right? It's grinding its way. Probably have a little bit of issue in here with the 78.6, but yeah, I think again we form any new 30-minute levels before PCE tomorrow. I think we want to get short this position. Right now, there's nothing in here that I like that where I'm like, yeah, take it short. Um, even fib wise, I mean, yeah, is there something at the 78? Yeah, but is it good? No, no, not really at all. And this level, we've pushed this level of basing here to the brink. So I'll pull this off. What I mean by the brink is this: if you're going to draw a base here, that's literally push at the very last set of orders. So really, we're kind of looking for that, right? Kind of looking for 132.28 or vice versa. We can come all the way down to 130.20. I don't think we're getting down there. Maybe as a target for tomorrow, but I mean it's 155 pips. With a big PCE price number, or I don't know if PAL says that zero point 0.5 is on the table, that could get down there real quick. So again, looking for a decent entry, looking for some basing, looking for a good candle. But again, I think we watch out for PCE tomorrow, and I would look to take short this position. But right now, there's nothing that screams reversal for me. Dollar CAD. Okay, dollar CAD back below 125. Okay, we were messing with it yesterday. We've dropped down. Now we're down to the 124 level. We knew we had some levels down here, but these are kind of pretty old levels. Our target down below was 124. Was our next real downside target. I think this is valid for today. Maybe not hitting it today, but I think for tomorrow, if we can pre-position down. I will say we have had a big push down, and again, a lot of this is based off of oil. And oil being back up at 108. I mean, yesterday we were down at 98. We are up $10 in a day, so yeah, it kind of makes sense. Um, let's see from the last push. Trying to see if we can get. I'd really like to see this. I really want to see it come all the way down to this 124 level because that puts the 50% retracement level, this base, right directly on 125. So that's kind of where my 124 target is. Would like to see what oil does today, but I think with 108 being up there, with seeing dollar weakness going in before the PCE tomorrow, how many? What is this? Yeah, it only needs to move 45, 40 pips. I mean, I think our target today on this one is going to be 124, 124.05. Would kind of be where my target is for the day for dollar CAD. Would have been nice to get short a little bit earlier. And again, if there's a base right here that you were using, you can see your 1, your 2, your 3, and it started the base above the top. You're like, oh, it's breaking. It's breaking, and it did. So I would say short dollar CAD in preparation for tomorrow as well. Unfortunately, most of its movement has already kicked in. It may reverse a little bit at 10:30, but again, 10:30 is with oil. It's expected to be a down draw, so we should see oil pop in price a little bit more if it follows the API result. So again, getting long dollar CAD tomorrow before PCE. Dollar Swiss. Again, same trend. Dollar weakness. War is not over. Now they're encircling troops to destroy them. Um, yeah, I mean, I think we're still short this position. We're looking for this one to come back. It's got a little bit more room to run on it. Another 30 pips before their first target. We were looking for reversals for another, 77 down below. Yeah, and I think we got a decent amount to move still. So we're 78 now, 60. Actually, let's remove that. Let's take this off. This was a good trade. Let's pull this, pull this, pull this, pull this. That's good for 2. Let's remove that so we can see it a little bit better. There you go. Look at that. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So I'm looking for where the bottom of this is going to come in. We will see some profit taking, but again, Swiss strength coming back in on dollar weakness today. I would also say getting long dollar Swiss tomorrow would probably not be a bad idea before PCE, although I think there's some better opportunities out there. This has got some more room to run, so I don't have a decent trade set up on it right now. But tomorrow morning before PCE, I'd look for either of these two would be probably decent levels. Dollar yen. All right, so dollar yen has reversed and stopped. It pulled back to the 23.6, so there will be probably a renewed effort to put this lower. Again, dollar weakness kicking in, as well as the yen saying, okay, was that a pause? Are we going to pick this back up again? It did push down. I mean, it did bounce off a level. I mean, you could say, hey, listen, there's a level here, a nice reversal. It did confirm it, and that's what it bounced off of. But that gives us 2 hits and a little bit of run here. I would say if we can come down in base, look for this one to drop even further down to 120.29. Again, as far as an entry goes, could you be short right now? Yeah, absolutely. Right? You had an air basing. You were looking for a pullback. It did pull back to a supply zone. It also pulled back to the 23.6 base off the low. So again, that could absolutely be a short for a lot of people out there. Right? Looking at this short. And 1 to 3 is right there, which is basically retracing back down to the 100% level. So if you guys are in this, great. If not, you're already at 1 to 1. Probably a little bit late to get into it right now. And, the crude oil number will probably affect it just a little bit. Let's see what crude oil is doing right now. Let's drop this down into a 5-minute range. So we already know we're at levels right now where, again, we're in a 30-minute level already. Looks like we're having some hiccups. Yeah, it hasn't stabilized yet, but we already know we're kind of in an upper level. It looks like right now, we're using this kind of upper level. And again, not super. Trying to go back to the original level. This is probably the clean level right there. I could probably cheat a little bit. I could probably bring it up just a little bit there. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And you can see that's what we banked off of. So, and again, it hit it at 9:53. It's a little bit early, and that's why I'm wondering if it's going to be one of these two. But right now, it also looks like it's set up more for a short, just like last week. Actually, this would be here. So yeah, right now we kind of have those overlapping. You kind of have that overlapping zone right there. So yeah, I mean it's pulling away. I wonder if it's going to do a That'd be disappointing if it already hit it at 9:53 to push down. So I don't know. I mean, there is a level lower, so maybe we'll see. We got 20 minutes to go. We'll see if we can get down into this level, maybe for a buying opportunity. But We know we're sitting high in the curve. We know we've seen a lot of retracement all in one day. We were at 98 yesterday. We're all the way back at 108 right now. Again, with it bumping into a zone right now, it's kind of more set for that short already. But 950 is a little bit early for the short to kick in. Let's see if it gets all the way down to that. Let's see, is the 1 to 3 right there? It is. There's your 1 to 3 sitting right on that zone. So yeah, I'm wondering if the news has already been leaked for what that's going to be. It's not popping it yet. I'm wondering if that is leaked. So we'll see if that hits. We got a little bit more time, so we'll come back to oil. But yeah, I'm really wondering if that's the hit already. Natural gas going higher. Not surprised that this is what natural gas looks like, nor should anybody else out there be surprised. And again, we mentioned we talk about this one. Germany warns of possible natural gas rationing amid dispute with Russia. Okay. Interesting that they did this. I mean, over here, they said, hey, listen, if you want to buy gas from us, yeah, it's going to be rubles, but it'll be gradual. You don't have to do it all at one time. We know it may be difficult. It says that there's not a whole lot of peace. Interesting that Germany's over here. Why? G7 said, ha, we're not paying that. You'll take the euros and that's it. And Russia says, well, we'll let you gradually do it, but you're going to pay in definitely not dollars. They've been probably buying in euros, but if they've been cut off from all the regular central banks, they don't want either of these. They want something that they can use. So yeah, it's interesting, but I like this one. We're not gonna immediately demand that you switch, but it's gonna be gradual. Promises a gradual change. So it's coming. It's coming. But this is pretty interesting. And then again, the way that's unfolding, that the Vatican just transferred 10 million euros to buy rubles, right? The Vatican, interesting. And Todd and I were talking about this. It's not even like the Vatican and like the Russian, you know, religion over there is the same. Like Russian Orthodox is not the same. It's kind of like an offshoot, a branch. It's interesting. And again, the Vatican's not dumb. The Vatican, they've been around for a very, very long time, and they have more money than most European countries. So they understand something, right? But look at this. They transferred euros to rubles to buy gas. So again, this this headline is exactly why we're seeing this. And as they should. It's not we're out of supply, but they're going to tax the supply that we already have. And Todd's like, we'll just produce more. I'm like, Todd, did you not read the article? Right? Read the article. We are at capacity. We can't produce anymore. There are natural gas contracts. We can break contracts with other countries to send it to Germany, but you're going to have some pissed off countries out there. If we break a contract, they're absolutely going to contract with Russia, pay in rubles, and get it for a cheaper price. And then that will never come back again. We have now burned that bridge. So, very dangerous game. Very, very, very dangerous game. But I would say right now, I would not try to step in front of natural gas. I think hitting 560 is our absolute target up top. I don't think we have any problems hitting that today, and as it should be. I mean, Germany is basically saying we're gonna have to ration natural gas. It's like what? We're gonna ration natural gas, right? So that's not gonna help. Gold is also rallying today, and again, I think a lot of this was from yesterday. It's like the war's not over. Okay, great. We took that big stab down, and we touched the 1889. We touched it just ever so briefly, and we're pulled back up again. We were flirting with the 50, and again, you can see that you know, this is where there was a zone there, right? There was a zone sitting on the 50. It was touched before, right? And you can see what happened is it grind, just bang, 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 came back, grabbed things, and then pushed through again. So right now, I'd say gold to me looks like it's going to be more bullish, right? Um, and again, does gold go up today in preparation for a large PCE tomorrow where it goes down? Yeah, it's kind of doing the same thing we talked about with the dollar. You've seen all this dollar weakness. You may say, why is gold going up today? It's because PCE is going to be big. No, it's because it's setting the trap. If PCE is big, they got to raise interest rates. They got to crush inflation, right? So this is the pre-news move for tomorrow. Can we take a short off of this? The 71.8 zone up here? Sure. I mean, it's a zone that's already kicked in before, but 119.45, right? Just take this to 45 to make it easy. Right there, that could be a decent short for PCE tomorrow morning, right? Um, right. 8:30. Bam, right there. So if we're here, that's a great little short trade. So again, not surprised by gold going up today. And again, a lot of it was the war is fixed. The war is not fixed. We'll see. We got actually German data this morning was 7.5. Oh, here you go. Here's more. Yeah, We had one earlier today that they were going to see this guy, Barkindo, said that Barkindo earlier today. I can't even go to the article now. Oh, here we go. He encouraged OPEC Plus to stay its course, remain vigilant with ever-changing market conditions. He's like, "Yep, this is a cartel. Of course, it's a cartel that Russia's a big part of, right?" Um, but now there's two different sources that said they're most likely going to keep it. Again, they're not going to produce more. They're literally selling. They are doing everything in their power to be like, "Screw U.S." And that's I didn't expect this. I said they were going to hold it. So that is interesting. We should see some oil movement. I love when they do this right before the oil inventory report. It's awesome, right? Awesome that they do this. Gotta love it. So yeah. Anyway, you see this move around. Silver obviously retracing from yesterday. We had a parabolic move down. We kind of had a little bit of a hiccup. We're at the 50 right now. It's the same scenario for what we have gold. There is a level above, so if we do get some type of renewed push, it will have a harder time, right? It was confirmed here. Tested again. This is hit number 3. It's not a zone that we want to take an entry off of, but at the same time, the 61.8 up top, 25.18. It is a level of basing. It is confirmed. It is sitting at a fib level, and there will be some profit taking coming in. If we can get there, it's kind of the same scenario tomorrow at 8:30, right there. If we're up top, again, that could be a great opportunity to short silver if we can get up there in that push. Let's see with oil. Yeah, oil's still. Yeah, oil's trying. Look at that. It's pulling back up again based off that OPEC Plus headline. I want to see, but again, that initial trade. This is nice that it's pulling back up again. So again, that may not be the final actual position of the trade. We're now 14 minutes, so I like that it is pulling back up in here for a potential short. So that could be good. Again, OPEC Plus is going to screw this up for everybody, but it's decent. Obviously, let's check out indices. I don't need to go to the 1 minute. We'll go down to whoops. I want to go to 15. Yeah, big draw. Actually, that's a big crank down in the VIX. Again, the indices are better off than what they were. They're not as negative, and again, kind of makes sense. Um, Defense minister negotiations. Again, this came in a little while ago. Everything looks good. Looks like they're meeting, talking about the referendum. I'm telling you, that's going to be the referendum thing. The vote is really what's going to be a linchpin for Russia. Like, you invade a country, you get all these sanctions put on your country, and Russia's just magically going to remove all the troops from the country and say, "Okay, you guys vote. Let us know. Oh, you don't want to do it? Okay, let's go back." Like, I feel like that would be considered like one of the biggest military blunders ever. Maybe if they have the two separatist regions, and again, they keep changing this date, the 23rd and 24th. I feel like that's, you know, but yeah, I'm going to remove all but troops from the country. You guys vote. Let me know if it works for you. And if it doesn't, then we have to invade again. Like, I don't know. I just don't see that happening. So, all right. So VIX is down big. Let's see what we got indices wise. Let's see here. Was there an opening trade setup today? Answer is absolutely not. We had pulled up into a level. It was an okay level, but nothing, spectacular. I would say right now, with the way that it's looking, if we get much more of a creep forward, we are getting close to 10:30, and really since the open today, kind of choppy. Wouldn't say there's much there. I mean, I guess there could have been an argument made saying, "Well, wait a second, we're in a zone here," but it did really push the zone at 7:30 to the brink, and at 9:30, this red candle right here, we were already kind of sitting in that zone. So it's from where we opened, not really much of a mover. So I would have to say, yeah, I'm a bit more bearish this position today. Again, I would look for almost kind of a break of this level right here, right? If we can get a break of this, looking for a continued push to the downside. I almost want to draw it here. I really kind of almost want to use that here and here. And 1 to 3 puts us right there, which is also where the zone is. So, yeah, kind of looking at that for a short. I'd like it if it got all the way up top, but again, it's really starting to pull back. It's not even in time, right? We're a bit earlier. It's 10:15, and we're starting to take a big push to the downside. So yeah, I'd say a break of 46.0175. Look for this to go a bit farther, even down, farther down. 45.86 is kind of what I'd say the target would be. NQ. NQ 930. Yeah, I mean, you could say, I mean, really at 8:15 it hit target. I wouldn't say that this was really an entry today either. Not really clean. And again, do you want to go long into this area? Not really, right? Not really. I mean, I love how it pulled back, right? But it pulled back at 8:15 this morning, and then froze. 8:45, 9, 9:15, and it kind of moved a little bit at 9:30. But I wouldn't say that. Looking at the 45 minutes before the market, there was no pre-market movement. So I would say kind of the same thinking that, yeah, I'm kind of thinking more short on this one. Eventual targets at 15,044, but yeah, I wouldn't say that this is really anything earth-shattering either, and particularly with the three levels of sellers above, that was a level we talked about yesterday. So yeah, I'm over short. Um, YM just banged right off his own. Um, Actually, this one's off by a little bit. Let's adjust both sides. 1 to 3 is right there. So we're not far from the 1 to 3 on that one. And again, second attempt, but 9:30. Yeah, the 9:30 candle's right here. There's no zone there. So yeah, that's the only one you got at like that 10 o'clock window. So that's again, this is the strongest of all of them. It's only down 0.09. So yeah, again, this would have been kind of more of a reversal at 10 o'clock this morning. And again, hitting a wick over wick right now. But yeah, no opening trade setup today. So 0-3 so far as setups we could have taken at the open. This is not, I would not have wanted to trade that at the open. So yeah, 0-3 so far. Um, let's see. Does the Russell provide anything? No, not really. Yeah, the Russell's right here. So it was up, down. No, the Russell was not in a position either. And again, here would have been your. It didn't get entered, just FYI. I guess if you had taken it here to get the true confirmation, then you could have said, yeah, maybe. But yeah, look at all the basing. Look at all the basing in this level. So I would say more if we can get a confirmed break. Look for this to push back down. I would say profit targets on the short side to here, right? And again, if you wanted to set this up as a kind of a Harry Potter based trade, get some confirmation. Um, Probably do it. Probably there, right? Your 1 to 3 on that one is only here. It's basically, yeah, it's right to the bottom of this little push. So yeah, I hate to be a super negative on that one, but yeah, all of them look to me like they are shorts at this point. They all need to go a little bit further to get a confirmation entry. Tesla holding good. All right. Tesla had a nice little pop, but oof, look at that Tesla one. So, what does it look like on a 30? Yeah, it's more of a 15 base setup, but either way, it's still, there you go. Any of you options traders? Man, they were all about Tesla this morning, by the way. I was dropping the boys off. They're talking about how like Tesla has to produce and sell 100,000 cars every month to be able to make up for or do something. They're like, it's impossible. Tesla can't do that. I was like, oh, okay. Let's see, is Apple about to roll? Yeah, Apple had the same thing. Apple's about to roll as well. So, all right, let's see what oil is doing. Let's go down to 1 minute. Um, I would say, I mean, I guess there was a little bit of a fight here off that little level, right? I guess it has pushed a little bit lower. But yeah, that's pretty ugly. Like I said, I mean, we're still kind of on the high side, but as far as I mean, we haven't made it to this lower level. I mean, we had the one base there, the short, and again, this is actually a little bit lower. So now it's moved the total of. Let's see, how far did this move? 2.5. It made it to 2.5. 3 sitting right there. Yeah, I mean, we don't have, we don't really have the pausing. I feel like the data's already out. I feel like this is going to complete to the downside, which is pretty crappy that it was at 9:50 instead of its normal 10 time frame. Yeah, let's pull this back over here. I'm going to see what it looks like off the lower, off this level. Yeah, that would require it to go farther. It would need to get back into that level. Yeah, I feel like that OPEC Plus headline is going to steal this one. I feel like it was the early move. I really do feel like it's the early move. Again, the safe entry would have been the one over here, and you're already two. Let's see if there's another OPEC. No, just the OPEC Plus there. So, mm, yeah, and look at this. I mean, we're on the 1 minute. We still don't have any freezes. There's no freeze. I mean, there's small bodies here, but it whipped back and forth. There's been absolutely no holds. The closest thing that we have to a hold was right here, right? Closest thing we have to a hold is right there. I mean, again, this is pretty big size whip. And what I mean by that is, here's the range of the candles in that whip. Here's the range of the candles in this whip. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to grab this little guy. No. See the difference between those two? So this is what we want. This is what we got in this area here. Oh, look, we may get a hold here. 5 minutes to go. Excuse me. This is a better of a hold. Two. It's all right. All right, we got 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and do the drawing real quick. We'll get that in. Because like I said, I do have to hit the off button at 10:30 or just a minute before. So Neuro being a baby today. Neuro's going for his third win, right? His 250 pip win, and he goes in with 10. Baby. I'm just kidding. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity here. Carol's already hacked it. We already know Carol's hacked it. Remember, Sean was trying to get in before, right? Sean was trying to get in and couldn't do it. Carol magically jumped into the stream, buys a ticket, and magically it suddenly worked. And then Sean was able to buy one after Carol. So if Carol wins today, guys, I am not responsible. We need to call the authorities. We need to get in there and be like, hey, listen up, right? Things need to happen. Also, do you notice that Debbie is not here today? Right? Debbie is not here today. You have to shoot her a message. Be like, where's Debbie? Right? I can't waste one today. Name calling, really? Neuro. Look at that. All right, Neuro's going in big. Now, here's the thing, guys. Makes an interesting scenario. So Neuro's using a lot of tickets. Ernest is trying to form a rally against him. But here's the thing. Ernest had to use 50 pip chips. Ernest had to use 50 pip chips to take this today, right? Now, Neuro has used, 80 pip chips? So he's used more than Ernest, but if he wins, he gets the 250. Will the drain of the 80 be really, actually, I guess, will Ernest's 50 pip drain be enough to get them in close proximity? Will Neuro take the win today with the win? You can only get a maximum of 10, Neuro. I'll just let her. I know. Will's like sitting back there. Will's like the guy that's like, yep, you guys burn all your piles up, right? Will right now is like France, right? Will is France, right? Or he is like, this is like China. Will is China. Will is China. Okay, that's a better bet. Will is China right now. He's letting Russia and the United States waste all their money. And he's just sitting there like, I'm going to extend my lead, guys. Thank you. So, all right, let's see who takes it. Could Neuro buy with a maximum of 10 tickets today? Is Ernest going to help shave that total down, even though he'll be at a loss today? Are one of the women, is today the day that Carol and Morena really going to stick it to him? Or is Eki, always the dark horse, going to take the win today? Like I said, if Carol does it, I'm out. My Russian answers may have an issue with that comment, but okay. All right, here we go. Winner of today's drawing is Neuro. He did it with 10. I was kind of like, man, woof, it's going to be close. He had a 45% chance of winning, but there was more, he didn't have the majority vote today, but he did use the big money out there, right? Ernest, I said that Neuro was Russia, right? He's dwindling all his resources to win, right? All right. So here's the big question. We got 2 minutes before the news comes out. I'm not actually going to be able to hang around for the news today, but we'll see what it's doing. Let's go over and let's see on the leaderboard when Neuro gets his 220. Is Neuro going to have enough? I don't think he is. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Look at that. Within 30 pips. If he would have gone head to head with Ernest, it was super, super close. So look at that. The contest is there. He went big. He used the extra percentages, right? Could he have won with 9? Maybe. Could Ernest have stopped him with 8 or 9? Maybe. But Russia wins today. Look at that, though. But talk about a contest. 30 pips, man. 30 pips. The next winner will be literally on their heels. So, all right. Let's see. Maybe they did us a solid and gave it to us a minute early, but probably not. So, no. And we're not, and we don't even have a hold. So, yeah. So it looks like on this one, it looks like the entry was early. Again, you may want to take some profit on it. It looks like the OPEC headline is going to dominate this one a little bit. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. So again, watch out for this one. As I said, this is a little bit funkier of an oil trade today. It was running into a level, particularly in the 5 minute and the 30. It's there. It's already started to turn, reverse back down again and grind. But remember, it's supposed to be a negative kind of thing there. Oh God, it's 10:30. I'm going to be in trouble. And you're seeing a little bit of a spike to the downside. So there, it looks like it's already moving down. So it looks like that 850 was that the 952 trade was it. So, and they're not even giving us the number. So. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's going to jump around. All right. With that said, I got to get out of here. I got to get the kids. Melissa's got to start her meeting. I will catch you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good one, and I'll catch you then. Take care.